Today's vlog, I'm going to show you how I throw my changeup. So for years, I used to take the ball, throw a circle change, like pretty much everybody else. I take my middle finger and I put it inside of this seam, other finger there, kind of make the circle like that. And what I thought I was doing was throwing off of these two fingers like this. The great thing about technology and using high-speed cameras, having the data, pitch tracking devices like Rapsodo, TrackMan, is you realize what you think you're doing isn't always the case. So for me, I thought I was throwing it off these two fingers, and I thought I could feel the ball like leaving that ring finger last and getting a good changeup spin. What really was happening was I was basically throwing it almost like a split. So when I would look on the Edgertronic, as the ball was coming out of my hand, I was throwing it off these two fingers. And I was getting a little different tilt on it. So if my fastball was 11 o'clock or 10:45, the changeup was spinning at 10:30. So for all of you that know anything about tilt, 10:30 for a left-hander is kind of that dead zone. So the ball's not really going to do a whole lot. Now it doesn't mean that the pitch can't be effective, especially a changeup. You can have really good arm speed on it, the same as your fastball, and that'll throw off the hitter's timing, kind of mess with the hitter a little bit. You know, if anything off the fastball that looks like a fastball and isn't, hitters are going to have a little more difficult of a time to adjust to that. But what I was looking for was a changeup where I was getting a better spin direction, a better tilt. And I tried everything, literally everything, every changeup grip that you can imagine. I was trying it out and nothing was working. What I was basically wanting to do was throw a pitch where that middle finger would kind of slip off the ball and leave my ring finger, the last finger, to be touching it. So at the time, I was kind of messing with a curveball as well. And when I look on the Edgertronic, it would feel like this finger was on it on my curveball. I was actually pointing my pointer finger and thought I was doing this, but at the last second, this finger would come and touch the ball and then just throw off the rotation. So I was messing with like a knuckle curve or a spike curve, whatever you want to call it. And I started thinking like, hey, why don't I try this on my changeup, right? Like who puts a spike on a changeup? Nobody. So what I was expecting to do, I started holding my changeup like this, where I put the ring finger on it and spike that finger like that. And I throw it, and all of a sudden the ball's spinning, at between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. And that was way better than what I was doing. 9 o'clock is like what I wanted. And I thought, oh, it's working. Like I'm throwing it, and because this finger is spiked, the ball's coming off like that. I thought it's spiked, it's coming off, and that ring finger is the last finger on the ball, and it's causing the ball to get more of this spin. And the reason I want that spin is because anytime the ball is spinning this way or this way, that's going to kill vertical break. Anytime the ball's spinning more like this, that's going to add vertical break onto your fastball or whatever pitch you're throwing. So ideally, you want your changeup to be killing vertical break. And when I looked at the video, the pitch was doing what I wanted. So I was pumped about that. But what was actually happening was when I would throw the ball, the ring finger wasn't the last finger on the ball. What was happening was this middle finger was pushing into the ball when I released it, and it was causing the ball to spin like that. So didn't do what I thought it was going to do, but also I got the pitch that I wanted. I literally came up with this pitch about 2 weeks before I signed last year and ended up playing, so I didn't get to throw it a ton beforehand. So it was a little inconsistent during the season last year. I threw some really good ones.
Swing. Is 0-2. Swing and a miss on a changeup.
And usually if I threw it well, I got a lot of swings and misses, but then once in a while I'd have the wrong tilt or spin direction and it would just wouldn't be as good. You know, I'm gonna throw live on Saturday, so I didn't want to throw a ton today, but I wanted to get off the mound and throw a little bit, so I threw like 12 to 15 all changeups. I mixed in a couple of like BP fastballs just to make sure my arm speed was good and I wasn't yanking the ball when I did throw my fastball. I have never seen anyone else throw this pitch, so if you see anyone that does, let me know, but I'm pretty sure I invented it. I definitely, everybody that I've shown the pitch, they just are like, what is going on? Like, how do you even throw that? And I've had a couple of our athletes throw it as well, and I'd say 9 out of 10 have been able to throw it and throw it really well and have it be effective for them. There was one guy who didn't throw it well. I ended up saying, hey, hold it like this and just throw it. Don't think, just throw the pitch. And he's like, well, what should I do at the end? Should I turn it? Should I I'm like, dude, just throw it. Like I said, just throw the ball. Don't worry about what you're doing. It'll come out the way you want it. Oh yeah, I know, but like I want it. Of course, he was the one that wasn't successful with it. But today's session, throwing like 15 of them, I threw some really good ones. The thing also with this is it really kills the spin on the ball. So a lot of times it's, you know, between 1,300 RPMs and sometimes I'll get it under 1,000. I'm looking forward to having it more consistent. That's why I wanted to work on it today. Take it into live at bats on Saturday, and I threw some really good ones last week. So I just want it to be a little more consistent, and you know, that's always the name of the game with pitching.